Heck yes, we're talking about Scoobert Doobert Doo today. So I have been seeing the notion go around online that Scooby-Doo is the perfect live action adaptation. And as you may know, I am deeply fascinated with the concept of live action adaptations, the costumes being inspired by classic cartoon characters. That's like my jam, partially because it is so easy to get wrong. But let's take a look at these guys in their cartoon form. We've got folds, we've got wrinkles, we've got style lines in the clothing that kind of give us an idea of the weight and the fold and the drape of the fabric. Clearly the designers put some love into the clothing designs. We can tell that Fred is wearing a sweater, we can tell that Velma is wearing a sweater, and those sweaters are a heavier weight than the fabric that Shaggy is wearing. And as any cosplayer will know, these are absolutely golden to look at whenever you are translating a 2D design into a 3D tactile garment. Now, here is what the lineup looks like in live action. They did a basically literal translation of these characters and they absolutely killed it. You can 100% tell that this is the Scooby-Doo gang. And they also made an effort to match the fashion of the time. This movie came out in 2002 and this is the 2000s to a T. Also, just for science, I'm gonna show you two screen grabs real quick, just to prove how 2000s this concept is. Here is a screen grab from a party scene in the Spooky Island movie, right? And this is a screen grab from an Alien Ant Farm music video. They're basically identical. And looking at it right now in this present moment, it's a whole vibe because we've got that Y2K revival going on. All the TikTok teens, this is basically how they're dressing as well. But whenever I rewatched this movie in 2015 with my college friends, we absolutely dragged it. We read it for filth. And we were kind of fools for that because it's a bop. It really is. Anywho, the characters all get a few like borderline identical outfits. And I think it's really funny because it kind of implies that like when cartoon characters are wearing the same outfit in every single scene that they're in, they're actually wearing like slight variations of the same outfit. Like I always love it in cartoons whenever they'd open their closet and it would be like just 20 of the same shirt and pants. But they actually did let Fred change his shirt, and I think that the shirt changes do a really good job of communicating the inner world of Fred. You know, he's in vacation mode in some scenes. He's trying to look cool and sophisticated and intelligent while he reads a book that he wrote. And he's gotta change shirts again, of course, whenever he's a soulless zombie frat boy. The familiarity of the blue shirt fades away, revealing something else, unfamiliar and sinister beneath. But Shaggy really never changes like anything. I wonder if he even like packed other clothes to go on vacation, or if he was so preoccupied with dressing Scooby up like a grandma to get them on the plane that he just kind of like wore the same outfit and was like, it's fine, I just won't change my clothes for a whole week. There is one moment where his shirt looked like it was different, like it fit him tighter than it had during the rest of the movie. It's the scene where he hits like the peak of his character arc and he has this moment of bravery where he has to step up and protect Scooby. But I also think that that moment might not have been a shirt change because I was analyzing the armpit wrinkles and they still look identical. I think that Matthew Lillard is just a really good body actor and truly puffed himself up and filled his shirt up so much so that it looked like possibly a more fitted green shirt as opposed to the same one he'd been wearing the whole time. It is a well-known fact that Matthew Lillard was just completely possessed by the spirit of Shaggy and his ultra instinct every time he landed on set to do his lines, so that would make perfect sense to me. But this is a really good example of a piece of clothing really working for a character and also helping to highlight the journey of a character through the show and letting the actor have something that they can play with and really lean into with their body acting, which I think is pretty neat. Good green shirt. Also, there is one scene where Shaggy is wearing a tank top when he's hotboxing in the van, and it's a scene where he's kind of like depressed and not feeling like himself, and I think it's interesting that there's this tank top motif where when a character, specifically a male character, is wearing a tank top, they're like not in their right headspace and they're not quite themselves. Like either they're depressed or they're taken over by like an immortal scraggly demon guy. That's interesting and may have been completely unintentional, but nonetheless. But now Velma. I have one nitpick about this movie that I can't not talk about. It's the only thing that drives me up the wall. This skirt, man, it is cartoony looking. It does look like it was brought right out of a cartoon, but it doesn't look like Velma's cartoon skirt. It looks infamously worse. Like, why doesn't she just have a proper full pleated skirt? Why does she have this one with the awkward pleat down the middle? Did the designers want her to look frumpy? Probably. Her character is supposed to be kind of frumpy and awkward and nerdy. It's just that single pleat there is pointing directly up to her hoochie coochie, and it just looks awkward and uncomfy. And there's certain scenes where I would watch her walk in it, and it kind of looked like the way that you walk whenever you can feel that like your underwear is in the wrong spot. I don't typically think about a character's crotch as much as I was thinking about her crotch while watching this movie, and with how modest the outfit is, that shouldn't be happening. Let's not draw arrows to actors' private parts when we design costumes, please. It's possible because the pleated skirts were so cool at the time that they didn't want to give her one of those because then she would look like an it girl. But this, I don't know, it just didn't age well. But she's very frumpy dressed, but then she does get a scene where she gets this incredibly like sleek and sexy and busty version of her costume out of nowhere, which I kind of appreciate. She rocks it. It looks really good. I did eventually get past the skirt. It definitely threw me when I first saw her walking onto Spooky Island, and not in a good way. I don't think that it would have distracted me if I had been watching the movie to watch the movie and not watching the movie to watch the clothes, if that makes sense. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about Daphne. We see her in a visual gag bringing all of these bags and bags of luggage with her to the airport, and I believe this more than I believe anything else in the movie. This right here is truth. She had packed that much luggage because Girly Pop has like 8 outfit changes while she is on Spooky Island. This movie takes place, the bulk of it, over 3 days, right? I counted this out as best I could, and from what I could tell, it was like arrival day, they get like an exploration day to kind of discover more of what's going on in Spooky Island, and then the exploration day, they fall asleep on a beach, they wake up, and they stop the apocalypse the next morning. That's 3 days. Daphne changes clothes way more than any other human would in that circumstance, and it's perfect. This completely tracks with her character. There is no other way that they could have done this that would have read as well. It's perfection. Like, let me walk you through some of this, right? She has this airplane outfit here. It's a big old coat. She's got all the luggage. She's going to Spooky Island, living her best life. And then she shows up on the island, and I hear you in the comments already saying, hey Maya, obviously she just took her coat off, you fool. But there's no possible way that that's what she did because she's wearing long pants. We would have seen these long flared pants had she been wearing them on the plane. Unless she like rolled them up and pinned them or something for a more dramatic outfit change later. Or like she had to have changed in the bathroom maybe so that when she arrived on the island she would be in a new fit. Like, iconic. Teach me your ways, dude. To be fair, she was very reasonable about the shoes that she packed. She only has one pair of sandals that she wears in the scene with the swimsuit, which is a very cute swimsuit, by the way. And she also pairs the same pair of patent leather boots with like every outfit, which is not only iconic, but it's realistic because fashion shoes are A, very expensive, and B, you tend to wear them until they bust, and then you get a new pair of shoes to fill that hole in your closet, unless you are a shoe hoarder or a shoe collector, as would be the kinder term. And Daphne definitely strikes me as someone that would be practical in their approach to their wardrobe because she's canonically old money. Also, shoes are hard to pack. They're not fun to pack. So 10 out of 10 on shoe-based realism. And Scooby's costumes in this whole film were phenomenal. He has the blue collar and the little SD charm on it, which is perfect because his name is Scooby-Doo and that is what the SD stands for. And in the scene where he has to be a grandmother, he does indeed dress like a grandmother, and that is fantastic and perfect. The costumers, who definitely are the ones that outfitted this dog, the dog who played Scooby. His name was Barkley von Snoofer, and he is a fantastic, world-renowned, Shakespearean-trained dog actor, Kenya's personal hero. This was not CGI. No part of this movie at all is CGI. It was all done with practical effects. They hired a bunch of actual demons to play the body-snatching monsters, and they did phenomenal. I can't dedicate to that bit. I'm sorry, it's too silly. Guys, thank you for coming along with me and looking at the costumes in one of my personally favorite movies of all time. I will not take that back, and I will not hear any kind of reason in the comment section. This is the best movie ever. We can stop making movies now because we already did it. We made the best movie. We're done now. If you would like to support the channel and support me, you can click the little thumb button, and you can also click the little subscribe button. There's a bell you can ring. I hear that's supposed to be good for the algorithm. You can comment and tell me what your favorite 2000s movie was. This one and A Knight's Tale are like top tier. And if you want to super support the channel, I do have a Ko-fi where you can donate, and on that Ko-fi I also have free sewing patterns for you. They're just for you and no one else. You specifically, Tina. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Bye, friends! Let's get in there. Which is good, because I'm actually passionate and confused 24/7. Like, girl, there is more to life than being really ridiculously good looking. To be like, ho ho ho, I am smarter than you. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I think that was Simple Plan, but I could be wrong.